Hey guys, Robert Maxwell here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you the first step in my journey to a 600-pound deadlift. A while back I made the difficult decision to drop out of a powerlifting meet I'd signed up for. I had some severe injuries accumulating, a badly strained IT band on my left side and distal bicep tendonitis in both elbows that kept rearing its head whenever I bench pressed. Those injuries and other more minor issues led me to drop out of the meet. It was a heartbreaking decision for me because I love this sport and I love to compete, but it was the right decision at the time. Now I'm just coming off of a 3-week break from training, and this video will document my first training session back with my new goal in mind of a 600-pound deadlift by August 2020 or sooner. The most I've ever pulled so far is 525 pounds back in October 2019, so the 600-pound pull, when I accomplish it, will be a 75-pound PR. If you're looking to pack some numbers onto your own deadlift and looking for some methodology or inspiration, hopefully this series of videos, my Road to 600 Deadlift series, will inspire you. I'm going to be releasing new installments of the series every month or so, giving you updates on how my training is changing and how I'm progressing towards that goal of ultimately pulling 600 pounds by August 2020 or sooner. The training methods you're going to see here come from the direction of my coach Dustin Reed, who's been helping me reach this goal. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first movement I did during this first training session back after the 3-week break was high box squats. Now, I didn't want to go to full depth on these because going to full depth not only tends to exacerbate my strained IT band, but I've been changing my squat technique recently, and the new technique I believe will be more efficient for me, but my hamstring flexibility isn't quite there yet to reach full depth with the new technique. Hence, wanting to take the safe route on squats, since my goal of the 600-pound deadlift is not squat-oriented, it's deadlift-oriented. There's no reason for me to push hard on the squats and risk re-injury. So that's why I started with this movement. 3 sets of 10 with just a very light weight, just 135 pounds, to do something to stimulate my quads and posterior chain in the squat type movement without being too strenuous. After the high box squats, I transitioned to my second movement, which was block pull deadlift off of roughly 3-inch stacks of foam pads. Again, going very light, my first session back in almost a month, just 275 pounds for 3 sets of 10. The key here was to evaluate my positioning in the sumo deadlift, which is how I prefer to pull when going for a max. The blocks would indicate whether or not my hips were riding too high or too low. That would become much more obvious by visible hip shift when pulling off of the blocks versus pulling off of the floor. So it's really an evaluative movement and also just something to get the nervous system and the muscles working again in the way that I need them to ultimately for the 600-pound pull. After the first 2 main movements, I moved to some simple accessories, just some Bulgarian split squats with no weight at this point, since doing anything quad dominant such as this movement is still a risk to my IT band, so I wanted to play it safe and kind of feel things out. Thankfully, there was zero pain whatsoever doing these simple body weight split squats. And then I moved to 1-leg leg curls and 1-leg Romanian deadlifts. The 1-leg Romanian deadlifts were awkward for me. I haven't done a lot of those before with weight. I've done a fair amount of them just body weight for rehab and prehab purposes mainly, but adding some weight to these was a nice change and helped me to find some balance and work my hamstrings and hips in a healthy way. So there you have it, my first training session back after almost a month on my new road towards a 600-pound deadlift. I hope you found this interesting and informative and inspirational. If you did, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next time.